Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Happy 2026. I cannot believe that I'm saying that right now. It's so weird. Honestly though, I couldn't think of a better way to start 2026 than by debunking Optavia. Because if there's one thing that we know for sure, it's that companies like this absolutely thrive on New Year, New You marketing. And before we even dive into all of that, just know that you don't have to be a completely new version of yourself, period. Okay? They target people when motivation is high and vulnerability is even higher. So today we're going to read a post together. I was sent this information from a friend. You know who you are, and thank you so much. I will happily debunk this with pleasure. Anyways, we're going to break down the contradictions. We're going to talk about what the science actually says. And most importantly, I'm going to give you guys some real information so that you can make informed decisions about your health. That is my goal today. Let's start with the post. Okay, friends, since my wonderfully vague post last night sent half the internet into my inbox, let me pull the curtain back a little bit. Now, what was the vague post, you guys ask? Well, I'm going to have Ava put that on the screen here. But it basically says, something big is happening. What a time to be alive. And it's a picture of her and her husband. Vague posting. Okay, in 2026? That's wild. Jeff and I have spent years helping build a multi-billion-dollar company, one that has paid out over $3 billion since 2017. Our team alone has earned more than $1 billion in income. It's been humbling, stretching, and truly one of the greatest privileges of our lives. And now we're building again. Okay. We're launching a brand new health and wellness company, not another option on the shelf, but an entirely new category with a proprietary solution. Did y'all hear that? Proprietary. One that addresses 9 of the 10 leading causes of death in America, along with the everyday conditions that quietly steal people's energy, vitality, and quality of life. And yes, we can confidently say that because the clinical studies are already published. This is a $1 trillion global market with a need so massive, it's almost hard to comprehend. Over 250 million Americans and billions worldwide are searching for something that actually works. For those who feel called to help bring this mission to the world, there will be real opportunity. You know our heartbeat, help America get healthy, then the world. For the first time, we have the exact roadmap to do it. What we're building will outgrow anything we've ever done, and it's designed for global expansion from day one. In the coming weeks, we'll be inviting a small number of pre-launch partners. Okay. People with grit, heart, and real value to contribute. One important note, if you carry drama in one hand and chaos in the other, this won't be your place. We protect our culture fiercely. Your culture or your cult? Things are already moving fast. If you're looking for balanced and easy, this isn't it. But if you're ready to step into something bold, meaningful, and potentially life-changing, something that could impact millions, then we should talk. Please be patient while we respond, or convince me to get back to you first, girl. It's the arrogance for me. Convince me to get back to you first. Anyways, and if we're not Facebook friends, send a request. Otherwise, your message may land in the lost message abyss, and nobody wants that. That is the post. Okay, I wanted to read that, and now I want to dissect it. Let's do just that. Okay, so right away, this tells us something important, I feel like. Vagueness is not transparency. Vagueness is in my opinion, a predatory strategy that a lot of people in multi-level marketing use to try and entice people to message them or comment so that they can take the message or take the conversation, if you will, to private DMs. That is intentional. When posts are intentionally vague like this, the goal isn't education. Just like I said, it's to drive to the inbox, to private messages. And why? Because that's where the claims can be softened a little bit. That's where, in my opinion, you'll see, I'm going to say, more intense health claims rather than what is being shown publicly, where questions can be redirected and accountability disappears. If something is legitimate, it doesn't need secrecy to work. So let's dissect parts of this. We've spent years helping build a multi-billion-dollar company that has paid out over $3 billion since 2017. Our team alone has earned more than $1 billion in income. This is classic MLM math. Big numbers, zero context. Paid out does not mean profit, and income doesn't mean take-home pay. And our team is intentionally vague. There's no mention of expenses, no averages, no time frame, and no discussion of how many people made little to nothing, which is most participants in multi-level marketing companies. They use large numbers to sound impressive until you ask very basic follow-up questions. For example, how much did this person earn of that 1 billion? How much was their expenses? What was their take-home pay? How much did they actually net? Those things are extremely important, and it's something that these people will not want to answer. But they want to recruit you to be a part of that $1 billion that their team has earned since 2017. Girl, please. And now we're building again, she says. This is quite the contradiction. I don't know if you guys caught it. Maybe it's just me, but if the system that they were a part of worked so well, paid out so much, and changed so many lives, why are they starting over again? Weird. It's almost like we know that MLMs are constantly losing people. Downlines leave. They join other companies. They get out of MLM. And it's this repetitive cycle, and they're constantly trying to replace it. But the way that this post reads, and I don't know who this person is. I mean, I know her name, but I don't know her story. I don't know if she was with another company or if she's just rebranding within the company, because the way that she has this written is quite interesting. It almost sounds like she was with another company and now she joined another company, but I'm not so sure if that's the case. I don't know. I find it interesting. Then she goes on to say, we're launching a brand new health and wellness company with a proprietary solution that addresses 9 of the 10 leading causes of death in America. Let's slow this down. Let's take a step back. Let's look at the big picture of this, because there is no single proprietary solution that addresses 9 of the 10 leading causes of death in America. That is such a wild take. Heart disease, cancer, stroke, diabetes, respiratory disease, neurodegenerative conditions are all very, very complex. They're influenced by genetics and lifestyle, environment, access to healthcare, and long-term behavior patterns. And any claim suggesting one program or system solves most of these should immediately raise concern. Oh my God. She goes on to say, and yes, we can confidently say that because the clinical studies are already published. I believe that I have addressed these studies that these people are mentioning in the Optavia playlist. In one of my recent, I want to say in the last 3 months or so of 2025 videos on Optavia, I'm pretty sure I went through all of their studies and stuff. So check out the Optavia playlist for more information on that. Here's what I'd like to say about that. If the studies are published, they should be cited. They should be included in these types of posts. Because saying research exists is not the same thing as showing it. And in the wellness space especially, we see studies on individual ingredients or short-term outcomes being stretched to justify massive health claims that the research does not actually support. For more information on that, check out my sketchy supplements playlist, because yikes. This distinction is incredibly important if you're going to try and say, oh, we have studies that prove that our product or our process, our proprietary process works, then you should be citing that in the post. Okay, so those are the posts, and I found them interesting. And when I was scrolling her social media, I came across this live stream, if you will, from Facebook. And I found it quite interesting. The contradictions were contradicting, So I figured we could watch it together, check it out, and riot in the comment section together, because that's exactly what's going to happen. All right, let's watch it together.
Merry Christmas. Okay, it's not Merry Christmas. The day after Christmas. Everybody's out shopping. I haven't gone out yet, but I remember when we really had a lot of stores here. That was the highlight. The day after. That's when everything really got affordable. Out shopping. Yes, again. So I named this again. The reason why I named this again is because, yes, we're offering fortified people a complimentary metabolic scale, because I'm loving my scale. I'm sure a lot of people out there have them. They're very popular. A lot of them have the hand pull-up thing you hold on. You don't really need that, at least the one that we're gifting clients, pre-client, once people come on a program with us. I'm loving this because it's way more than that number on the scale, you guys. That is not what healthy is about. It is about getting yourself healthy from the inside out. And
okay, now why am I making that face, you might be asking? Well, I'm making that face because for somebody that's in Optavia, that the scale drives every single one of their behaviors, in my opinion, based on so many of you that have been a part of Optavia, for her to say something correct, meaning the scale is not the end all be all. It's not the overall picture of health. It's one data point essentially, but then be trying to sell people Optavia and trying to entice them to join by giving them a free scale. It's interesting to me, I guess is how I want to say that.
yes, will it reflect on the scale? You bet. But what I find so interesting, or I'm excited about, is my scale today said I was 58. I am actually 62. So my insides, I mean, that's not a lot, but that's 4 years, is saying that I'm actually, my body inside, my heart and all my organs and however you want to look at that.
I'm sorry. Please explain to me how a scale is looking at your heart and determining your heart health. I would really love to know that because it doesn't. No. It's just wild to me how, on one hand, with Optavia reps, you'll hear things like, we're hearing here, don't just focus on the scale. But then the promotions, the testimonials, the before and after pictures, the marketing visuals, they're all centered entirely around scale weight. You can't tell people not to care about the scale weight while building an entire business model around it and offering a scale as a promo for them to join. That's so weird.
Inside, my heart and all my organs and however you want to look at that, is saying I'm 58. Like, who doesn't love that? I'm just saying, because I'm really 62. So these metabolic scales do all of this really cool measurements. So when you so you all just understand there's 4 magnetic fields, and I stand on that with my feet, and I have my phone in my hand so it can read my metabolic. Jeez, I don't know, it's with my phone and glasses. I can't see very good. Anyway.
Wait, so you're holding your phone in your hand while you're on the scale, adding a couple ounces to the weight? An issue. And why I'm bringing that up, I don't think a couple ounces is an issue, but I know these people think a couple ounces is an issue. So it's interesting that she's saying that she's holding her phone while being on the scale, because they get so, I don't even know what the word is that I want to use. Drop a word that describes how Optavia people in the comments, how they get with weight loss. Obsessive, maybe? I don't know.
Uh, it reads your metabolic, your BMI and my bone density. So my bone, like I was lacking, I want to say like, I don't know, four years ago, I was having the bone density tests done with my doctor because, that's just part of menopause and all the things. And because these menopausal things everybody's having happen, we can help with that. A lot of mine.
I'm sorry. Please explain to me how eating Optavia's fuelings increase your bone density. Oh, I'll answer that. It doesn't. That's garbage. You know how you can better your bone density? By lifting weights 2 to 3 times a week. Strength training. Yeah, I have so many questions because I'm wondering if this person was put on some kind of medication. I'm wondering if this person lifts weights. I don't know if she does or not. But to make the claim that Optavia can better your bone density, that is crazy talk.
Have subsided or not nearly as intense. So just know there's so many things going on when it comes to your metabolic health, and having those, not really metabolic health symptoms, sorry, I used the wrong word there, right? We always talk about, or we started talking about, reversing type 2 diabetes, high cholesterol, blood pressure, and insulin resistant. And I'm pretty sure I was insulin resistant when I had been trying for years. I tried for 5 years to lose that 25 pounds. I could not, no matter what I did, I could not get the weight off. But when I started this program and I got my body healthy from the inside out, yes, the scale was moving, but what's more important is your health from the inside out. Visceral fat.
I'm sorry. What did she just say? Was she trying to say visceral fat? What is happening? This is giving Brooke Banks and her, what was it? I can't even remember what the word was. Oh, I can't remember. Do y'all remember? If you've been around a long time here on my channel, you know what I'm talking about. It starts with a P. I can't remember. I know you guys do. Please comment it so I can see it because I can't remember for the life of me. I think this person was trying to talk about visceral fat. Now, see, if you can't pronounce what you're trying to pitch, you probably shouldn't be doing it. Probably shouldn't be doing that.
Huge, huge, huge thing that people, nor did I. Luckily, mine is in a very healthy range. And that's what's cool about the scale. If there's areas that you need working on, I believe it's red, and then it'll go yellow, and then it'll be green. So the goal is to get everyone into a green ring. If you have a metabolic scale, I'll put in the comments to this what mine look like today, and you can see.
Well, see, here's the thing. This is outside of your scope of practice. You are not qualified to be doing any of this. You are not qualified to be coaching anybody on metabolic health, period. As an Optavia coach, somebody in an MLM company, you are not qualified. All you're doing is parroting what you probably heard on the latest, training video or whatever from Optavia. This is wild, you guys.
Dude, I'm talking about all the green rings I have around the things that are healthy from the inside out. You can be you can be a thin person and not be healthy. This is not what this program's about. It's not about losing weight. Will it happen? Yes. But what we really are trying to focus on is getting those metabolic symptoms healthy.
Please define metabolic symptoms. Please be very precise in what you mean by metabolic symptoms. I would love to hear her try to explain that. While we're paused here for a second, can we talk about the reality of scales and weight and all of that stuff? Because scale weight is just total mass. It doesn't tell you how much fat, muscle, water, or stored glycogen is in your body. Daily fluctuations are absolutely normal. They're influenced by hydration levels, sodium intake, hormones, digestion, stress, and sleep. So if we're talking strictly accuracy, clinical tools like DEXA scans are among the most reliable ways that we have to estimate, y'all hear that? Estimate body composition. And even those are snapshots in times. They're not moral report cards. Health is not based off of one number on a scale. That's just not how that works. If your goal in 2026 is to feel better, to improve your health, or support body composition changes, here's some things that matter far more than any scale photo or proprietary program that you come across on social media. Eating enough calories consistently, getting adequate protein, including carbohydrates, and hopefully without fear, strength training multiple times a week, 2 to 3 times a week, sleeping enough, and letting go of your all or nothing thinking around food and exercise. You don't need a company, you don't need a cleanse or a proprietary system to do those things. Yeah, let's hear what else she has to say.
And it's so important. And we're loving it because how it's going to work is when you get on program with us and we get you that metabolic scale, each week, Jeff and I are going to be able to compare week to week and give you analysis on how you're improving. Because the scale, I'll be straight.
You are not qualified to be doing any of that.
The scale isn't going to move every week. It's just not. That's just how the body is. And so people would get very discouraged by that. Understandably so.
And why is that? Because they're roped into Optavia, typically through before and after pictures that show quick results. So when people don't get those quick results, they are upset about it because this whole marketing shtick from these companies is about preying on people's pain points, preying on people being uncomfortable in their body or wanting to change aspects of their health. And they're so desperate for change. They see these posts on social media and they think that it's the way to do it. But then you're just signing up to be with a very restrictive program to the point where you don't trust yourself to make decisions about food, or you have fear of foods and eating enough. And it's all, I guess, led by the number on the scale. It's just, there's a lot of companies that are probably in my top 3 that I cannot stand, and Optavia is right up there with them. I cannot stand this company. And I don't think anybody should sign up with this company. I think you're better off working with a registered dietitian to learn healthy habits and to understand what your body is telling you and how certain foods are fueling your body and why you need them.
But this is not about the scale. We're shifting to health and wellness.
I'm sorry, it's not about the scale, but here's the scale for the promo. And by the way, every week we're going to analyze your numbers on the scale, but it's not about the scale.
Yes, this is what the program has always done. Most people have come to us because of weight loss, but this is truly what Dr. A is wanting and has always wanted, is to focus on the insides.
Then do it without being a part of an MLM. Do it as a doctor in the field, the appropriate field, instead of a multi-level marketing company. Also, remember earlier when I was saying this reads, her post, this reads like she's joining another MLM company. And I said something like, if it worked so well, why are you starting over? So this to me, based off of all of the information that we've covered today from her, this sounds like she's been in Optavia for quite some time. Even more deceptive in the language. It makes it sound like she's starting another company and trying to pique people's interest by, oh, this is something new. Is this their Optavia 2.0 or 3.0 or whatever the heck that is? Because that's what this sounds like. So very, very interesting. That's not a compliment. I can't remember what her name is, but it's not a compliment.
Because when you get that, you will get the weight loss. You will start shifting your mind. We're trying to have people shift their mind from food because we just spent, right? Some of us have been weekend after weekend all about food. And that is when you start shifting from diet mentality to a healthy person. I consider my healthy person. Did I have some?
Nobody in Optavia, in my opinion, has a healthy diet mentality from what I have seen, from what you guys have shared with me. They have, in my opinion, fear of food, a terrible relationship with exercise. I could go on and on. It is so ironic hearing people in Optavia say, oh no, we want you to have a healthy relationship with food.
Things yesterday. Yep, I'll be the first one to admit it. Yes, I did. But you know what? About 90% of the time, I'm eating super healthy, super clean.
And that's how you know she has no idea what she's talking about. Super clean. That's a marketing term. Oh my God.
Even after I had healthy things, I had a crustless quiche, I had a huge salad. So it wasn't like there weren't healthy things at our dinner yesterday with all the things that are my kids' favorites.
I would love for her to define healthy foods. I would love that.
So there were options, fruit, vegetables.
Okay. All right. We're getting in the definition here, I suppose.
All those things were at my brunch yesterday. Okay. So it wasn't, I made one kind of cookie. So that's it. We only get one. And there weren't very many. And the focus was on being together, being with my kids. I mean, if you have adult kids, you know how it is that you treasure those moments when you have them and you have them all on your roof again. Like that is the gift right there. And all the more reason to get healthy. My grandkids, they got rollerblades for Christmas. You know what they said?
I already hate where this is going. I know that she's going to say something like, I'm so grateful that I am able to rollerblade with my grandkids, as if that's the measure of health. First of all, there are many people that would love to be able to do that, but they have chronic illness. They have injuries that prevent them from doing that. And so if this is the direction that I think she's going, and I may have paused it too soon, but if she's going down this road and saying, let's get you onto those rollerblades so that you can get on the floor with your grandkids and I hate it here. I hate it here.
To my husband, to Jeff, or you and Grandma get your rollerblades? Because we're the ones that go out and play ball. We're the ones that run around and play soccer because we can. And that's what's important to us. So are you really just here about that number on the scale? Or are you thinking, I want to be around for a long time? Like we want to improve longevity, but we also want to improve your quality of life. Because that's where the real rubber hits the road, that you will experience more energy, no more brain fog.
I'm sorry. Actually, I'm not. You mean to tell me taking in 800 to 1,000 calories on their 5-in-1 plan is going to help with energy? Because no, the hell it's not. Oh, I'm going to feel so great. Being underfueled? No, you're not. You're going to feel terrible. You're probably going to be in a really mood. You're probably not going to have a ton of energy. You're probably not going to sleep well. And if you are exercising, because even though they say, you shouldn't exercise, and you shouldn't if you're taking in that few amount of calories, in my opinion, as a certified personal trainer and a fitness nutrition specialist, you shouldn't be working out, even though some of them do. This is a wild take. You mean to tell me if you're underfueled, you're going to not have brain fog? That is the most absurd thing I have ever heard in my entire life.
Just feeling so much better. So I'll be done, and I'm going to post tonight about looking for 4 or 5 more people. So if you're interested, or you can put it in the comments here. You're not committed, but if you want to know more about what we're doing, this is what we're doing.
They're doing Optavia. They're selling people fuelings. That's what they're doing. And they're offering a promo for a free scale, even though, oh, guys, don't pay attention to the scale, but our analysis of whether you're successful on this program or not is going to be based off of the scale. Her and her husband, Jeff, are going to look at your numbers and tell you what needs to be changed. They're not qualified to do any of that. And it's all a sales-based, I don't even know what to call it at this point. Health misinformation. It's disgusting.
We are really, really focused on getting people healthy if you want health.
Yeah, me too. But we're not the same. I'm going to teach people how to have a healthy relationship with food and exercise, how to fuel their body properly without selling them these 100-calorie packs that, in my opinion, are nothing more, or are called fuelings. That's how I should have said that. This is wild. I'm done. I'm done with her. That was enough for me. If you are watching this and you have ever felt confused or discouraged or frustrated by wellness marketing like what we just saw here, I want you to really hear me when I say this. The problem is not you. It's incredibly easy to feel pulled towards programs that promise certainty and simplicity and fast results, as we often see from people in Optavia, especially at the start of a new year. But real health is not built on pressure. It's not built on urgency or fear of doing it wrong. It's built on consistency, flexibility, and information that respects your body instead of trying to control it. Remember when she was villainizing the cookies? You should be able to have a cookie unless you have allergies or your doctor has told you to alter your carbs for diabetes, things of that nature. You should be able to have a cookie and enjoy the cookie. But how she was talking about it told me everything that I needed to know about her. You are not failing because a rigid program didn't work for you, especially if you were a part of Optavia. You are not broken because the scale didn't move the way that somebody else's did. And you don't need a proprietary multi-level marketing system to be worthy of feeling healthy. If you're questioning a program right now, maybe you're a part of Optavia. I hope you get away from them. Genuinely. If you are questioning them, that doubt is not weakness. It's discernment, and it's extremely important. And if you're starting 2026 wanting something different, something more sustainable, you're not behind. You're right on time. My goal here is to never tell you what to do with your body. It's to make sure that you have enough information to make choices that actually serve you long term. If this video helped you, I would love if you would share it with somebody who might be feeling pulled by this whole new year, new you marketing that we're seeing right now. And if you're new here, welcome. We start this year with facts, not fear. So thank you for being here. If you haven't already, if you would like and subscribe, that would be amazing. It helps me get the word out so people don't fall victim to these predatory marketing things. Campaigns. I guess that's the word I want to use. Anyways, thank you for being here, and I'll see you on the next video. Bye, everybody.